Hey guys, how's it going? I am doing so well. I'm sitting outside my kids' school and recording this for you. So, another story. My life is full of stories which are mistakes so that I can share them with you and tell you about what I did wrong. So, this morning, another little story from this morning when we were getting to school, leaving the house. I had a little tiny fight with one of my boys, and basically what happened was that I said, it's time to go, get your socks and shoes on and let's go, right? And then one of them was not doing that, was not getting ready, and we had agreed beforehand, like we had talks about that before. I said, okay, just make sure you're in the car by 8, right? So whatever you have to do what you have to do, but keep an eye on time and, get yourself to the car by 8. So meanwhile, all the other boys are getting ready and I'm getting ready and he's not doing that. And I got worked up and I again assumed that he is just not going to be ready on time. So I kind of snapped at him. Not snapped, but I was asking him, why are you not getting ready? Like, why, can you please get ready? Let's go, right? And so we had that little confrontation. And again, for me, I was coming out of a space of I'm not trusting him. I'm not trusting that he will do all the things to be in the car by 8. And guess what? He was in the car by 8. Everything worked out. There was nothing for me to worry about. And I was coming out of a place of fear. I'm afraid he's not going to make it in the car by 8. And I already assumed he won't. So I was acting out of that space. So notice how I'm talking all about me, right? What I was thinking he's not going to make it. What I was feeling like afraid, right? I'm afraid he's not going to make it, so we'll be late. Kind of, I wasn't really feeling like scared, but you know what I mean? But I was trying to avoid being late. So I'm afraid that, he's not going to be in the car and we'll be late. And the reason why I am using the word afraid is because that is coming out of fear, right? The reason why I was telling him to get ready, because I didn't want to be late. I didn't want him to be late to the car. So that's always coming out of fear, right? If you are totally okay and are prepared and think it's not a big deal to be late, you're not going to be so afraid of it. You're not going to be so panicky and you're not going to freak out, right? So this is how I think of it. You are always either coming out of two places. You're either coming out of fear or trust towards the other person, right? You either are afraid he's going to do something, or you're afraid he's not going to do something, or you trust that he will do the right thing, or you trust that he will use the right judgment, right? So this is how I want to show you this today, is just to look at all your actions and all of your interactions with your son through the two lenses. Am I coming out of coming towards this out of fear, out of trying to prevent something, or am I coming at this from a feeling of trust? And I think, of course, and I even told him later in the car, so I'm sorry, I should have trusted you. You were in the car by 8. I'm going to practice trusting you more, right? And again, look at this awareness, right? I'm really trying to have a good relationship with my boys, right? So that I own up to it. And I'm so sorry. I didn't trust you. I will try trusting you more of the time, right? And I remembered how I now started practicing trusting them with the laptop and the homework, right? So this is the same thing, right? And so I want to invite you as well to just notice, am I coming at this out of fear? And that's why I am trying to manipulate him, trying to control him, telling him what to do, telling him what not to do. Am I doing something here that I would not be doing otherwise if I was trusting him, right? And notice how you do that in other places in your life. How are you showing up with your husband, for example? And are you showing up for your relationship with him with trust, right? Or fear, right? I for sure know when I'm kind of talking to my husband with fear or with trust, right? It's two totally different interactions. And of course, the one that will be more productive is the one with trust. And it just feels better to you. And you need to, as I need to, we all need to start practicing just more trust, right? Because as they get older, we have less and less control or input or influence on them as much as now, right? And so we will need to rely on that trust more and more to just help us to maintain our mental sanity, right? To feel good, even when they're doing all the mistakes. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my little mistake this morning. I'm so happy that I can have like that kind of guidance to guide me towards trust. It feels so much better to trust him. And of course, I need to make requests, right? It's not like I'm gonna trust him, but not tell him what is expected of him, right? And I will, even if I trust him and he makes a mistake, it's still a much more pleasant interaction than if you fight, right? Because today the fight happened, and he was still in the car by 8. So the fight happened over nothing, right? The fight happened only because I assumed he won't be in the car. I was coming out of fear, right? I was trying to avoid a worst case scenario, which was kind of being late, right? And so that's why it happened, right? Not because of him, right? So a lot of these, that's why I always say you can eliminate 99% of fights by simply managing your mind, because if you do that, most of the time it's just your own head that you're reacting to. It's nothing that's happening outside of you that you need to address. And your son is, most of the time, he's not even doing anything to trigger your own fear or your own worry, right? So when you eliminate 99% of your own drama, your own fighting that you can cause, then all you're left is actually the life that you then can actually manage and still manage your thoughts around it, okay? All right, guys. Well, I hope this was helpful for you. It was super helpful for me to simply experience it and now see the difference. So if you need any help with that, I am always here. You can find me on my website, www.coachingnatalia.com, and I'll be happy to help you with any relationship problems with your son. If you're fighting and you're afraid, this is definitely something that is fixable. This is totally doable, and you don't have to spend the rest of your life in fear, okay? You can start slowly building trust, and I can help you and show you how to do that with your mind, okay? All right, guys, well, have a wonderful week, and I love you. Bye.